What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the Subjective Review Show. Right now, we just have to get right into it. There are plenty of topics to talk about, but I invited a couple people to come on this stream, and the first guest I have is Jeffrey Warfield, so I'm going to invite him right now. What's going on, Jeff?
Nothing. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good, man. Happy to have you on board. I also invited T-Flame to jump on board. He hasn't done a stream in a while, so hopefully he gets a chance to hop on at least for a couple minutes and talk about all this craziness, what's been going on with the DCEU. Without further ado, let me just check some of these comments. We got Joe's here getting ready for the stream, guys. Appreciate you being here. We have Jess. What's going on? So much is happening. Epic Zombie. It's a good time. Oh, it's a great time to be a DC fan. Great time. All right. So, again, it's a packed show, so without further ado, we're going to get into our first topic. I have plenty of topics.
Yeah.
Let's just jump right into it, the Flashpoint casting. So, I believe it was it sometime last week or a couple days ago, we got word that Ray Fisher was going to be casted in the Flash movie. Therefore, he'd be Cyborg in Flash's movie.
Yeah.
Great. Now, automatically you see that casting and you think Flashpoint because Cyborg is in Flashpoint.
Right.
It's like, okay, that's awesome. We want to see more of Ray Fisher's Cyborg. Yes, that's great. Then maybe a couple days later, now we're hearing that they're trying to get Jeffrey Dean Morgan to play Thomas Wayne. Again, huge, big news, like epic proportions. So then you take that and it's like, okay, now it's really starting to evolve this. Now it's really starting to look like this is going to be a Flashpoint movie. But then something else happened just yesterday that kind of threw a loop into that theory a little bit. A good loop, if you will. Now we're saying they're trying to get Micheal Keaton to play Batman again in the Flash movie. So now it shows us that this isn't going to be a direct Flashpoint movie. It's going to have elements. And I think Andy Machete, the director, has said that it's going to have elements. And I appreciate that it's not just a direct Flashpoint Paradox movie. It's going to have twists and turns. So I think that news is huge. Cyborg, you're probably going to have Jeffrey Dean Morgan playing Thomas Wayne. Now Micheal Keaton. I mean, for the people who love Micheal Keaton, that's their favorite Batman. This is huge news. Very exciting for all DC fans. What do you think about that, Jeff?
Man, the casting, if you just look at the casting itself, it really does set up a lot of proportions, and it really does expand on the DCEU.
Hey, what up?
He's back.
What's going on, partners?
What's going on? Hey, man, happy to have you back. This show is, if you're only here for a couple minutes, that's great, man, but happy to have you back. This show is going to be jam-packed. I mean, we got plenty of topics to talk about. So I just cut off Jeff. I'll let Jeff get back to his point, but we were just talking about the Flashpoint casting. You probably saw that they got Cyborg, Ray Fisher in there. Then it looks like they're getting Jeffrey Dean Morgan to play Thomas Wayne, and then now you got Micheal Keaton coming in as Batman. So without further ado, Jeff, continue with what you were saying. Sorry.
Yeah, you actually missed the person actually that the Culture Nerd actually put on there, where it's actually going to be
Micheal Keaton.
No, it's going to be Zack Snyders Iris West. So yep. So with that really does solidify that it does take place in Zack Snyder's canon. And so really with the plot synopsis, I don't know if you saw the plot synopsis of it, of the Flash movie, but from what I don't remember the exact wording of it, but it's basically like pretty much like Flashpoint. The Flash goes back in time to save his mother, but the thing that twists it is that it says but in the process he accidentally creates a alternate universe.
Yeah.
So yeah, really, I think that the Flash movie isn't just gonna be a movie. I think it's going to be like a event that a lot of people are gonna want to see.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, what do you think about the casting, T-Flame? I'm sure you've seen all that.
Honestly, man, I've missed a lot of shit, dude. Which casting, bro?
Well, as I explained before you jumped on, it was probably like 4 or 5 days ago that we saw that Ray Fisher was going to be Cyborg in the Flash movie.
Yeah.
And then
Okay,
a couple days,
that.
yeah. So then it was like, okay, it looks like it's probably going to be some type of a Flashpoint paradox movie. And then they cast it a couple days later. Well, again, it's not official yet, but they're saying that they're trying to cast Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne, who he played Thomas Wayne in BVS.
That would be amazing. I really hope that rumor or not, I really hope that comes true because he's got the right build, the right look. I know he can pull it off, and he's got some, I wasn't a big fan of like the later seasons of like The Walking Dead, but when he first came in as what's his name, Negan, he flipping killed it, bro. And I can just see him being a badass, brutal, Batman, and I really hope that we see that in any kind of capacity. Cyborg being in Flash's movie, not surprising at all. I'm very happy to hear that though. But that's not surprising at all because one thing that we did that did shine through, even through the pile of shit Justice League that we did get, was that the Flash and Cyborg have great chemistry together. On top of that, Cyborg got chopped out of that movie quite a bit. So, and he had a solo movie that was that was going to happen, and he got screwed out of that. So, so what do you do for Cyborg, with all the outpour and, of support for him while you put him in the new Flash movie coming up? It just makes sense all the way around.
Yeah. Okay. So that's awesome. And then what are your thoughts on Micheal Keaton now being eyed to be in the Flash movie? Did you hear about that?
Yes, I heard about the Micheal Keaton. That honestly, that just kind of blew my mind fucking like all the way back because like, and it wasn't it really just I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, and it wasn't even because of the fact that I was just like super geeked about it, honestly, because the it's a very different universe, but at the same time, this is Worlds of DC. This is the multiverse. This is everything that we've seen on the CW combined with the Snyderverse, combined with the old school DC. So it can be all of these things, and that's great. And that's what's great about it. We can make everybody happy, but in my opinion, I guess it's just really how they handle it. I just don't see Zack's Flash and Zack's version of Cyborg. I can't see it meshing with Micheal Keaton. I'm not saying that I'm not thrilled for him to come back, but it's just I need more context as in in what capacity, how long's it been, how are they gonna combine the tone? If you remember what is that from Batman, like 89 or something like that, Keaton was in?
Yeah.
And you remember the tone of that movie. It was a good movie, great movie, but the tone is just it was just so different that I'm just curious as to how this is going to happen. I would have much rather had Ben Affleck's Batman come back into whatever capacity that he's going to be coming in and doing. But I know that this will also make some of the OG DC fans, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about like OG as in like the the DCEU OG fans. I mean like the OG DC fans. This will make them happy as hell, and I think that it will actually help all of us come together and be united stronger. So I'm all for it. I just I really want to see my damn Batfleck, man.
No doubt.
But go ahead.
So speaking about a little bit of context that you were talking about, T-Flame, it was actually said that this was actually said by both the Culture Nerd and the Walking Dead. at the Walking Dead Twitter accounts, they both said the same thing pretty much, that Michael Keaton's Batman, the Michael Keaton role is going to be like 30 years into the future. So that's the time frame that we're looking at here for Michael Keaton. I think that it could possibly work with that.
Right. See now, so now knowing that, now I guess my next question is, that's gonna put him slightly older, about 10 years older than the Batman that we got in BVS. That was, our Batman's near the end of his career, not over. Now he's not over the hill yet and shit, but he's near the end of his Batman career. He's been through a lot of shit. He's got scars, broken bones, and he's just fed up with the bullshit. So if they do Michael Keaton's Batman and with that, added into the equation, that means that this Michael Keaton's version of Batman will be about 10 years older than Ben Affleck's Batman when we first see him in BVS. So I guess that makes me assume that they're going for that older Batman again. But does that mean that they're going to do like a version like Ben Affleck's that's kind of bitter, or are they going to try and do the Batman Beyond Bruce Wayne? You know what I'm saying? The old man Bruce Wayne, that version. But it's not that version, but adapt more of that version for Michael Keaton's older Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of question marks. We don't know yet, and we don't know how long he's going to be in this movie. I mean, it could literally be a very quick cameo. It could be the Flash going through the Speed Force, and him like messing up and like, oh, something's not right here. And then he sees Michael Keaton,
kind of like how he ended up on the CW. And
exactly. Yeah, and maybe make a stop there too. And he sees Michael Keaton's Batman. They have words for a second, and then he rolls out. Or it could be more extensive than that. But if you're going to have Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne, then I just see it being a very quick cameo, him getting stuck somewhere for a second, and then getting out of it, and then going back to what he was planning on doing in the beginning.
How much people initially, not so much now, bitched and complained about how dark Ben Affleck's Batman was in BVS. Man, it's going to blow some tops back if Jeffrey Dean Morgan hops in Ben Affleck's suit and you thought he was dark. This shit's going to be next level, bro.
I know.
I'm excited for it. I know. And, I think that for the most part, the general pop, your general moviegoers and regular everyday fans, I think they're finally ready for this kind of shit, for the stuff that Zack Snyder and his crew were trying to give us. People weren't ready for that shit yet. People were still, and like I said, we've moved forward, and I'm so happy, and everybody is finally like, okay, what's a damn shame. The only thing that sucked, and I'm not going to say a shame, is that it took for the fall of an empire for the Gen Pop to be informed properly, because the information they were being given from critics in the media was complete horse shit. Okay. Yeah. And the truth of the matter is they just didn't know enough. Okay. They didn't know. They just thought, they listened to that. They thought Zack didn't have a plan. He was coming in playing fast and loose with the characters they loved, but then after, like I said, like a fall of an empire, and now we're coming back to it now. But the difference is now we've got all of them on board with us. They know enough, but not enough to spoil it or ruin it for them. They know roughly what the plan is. And now they're down for this. They're like, all right, you know what? Yeah, give me that mature, dark adult Batman and DCEU. Let's get it, and then for the people, that still want the other shit, then we've got stuff like, them talking about Michael Keaton's Batman, bringing him back, and they're still doing the Robert Pattinson's version of Batman, and we've got Shazam and there's movies out there, and we're doing content to make everyone happy now, and I'm happy that everyone can finally be on board with no gripes.
Damn right. Well, I mean, we could talk about this casting all day. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. Cyborg, Ray Fisher, Micheal Keaton, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I mean, this movie is going to be bananas. I'm all for it. Looking forward to more information as it it gets closer and closer to them starting production. But yeah, like I said, I have a bunch of topics, so I'm
we can move on.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, real quick, I just wanted to say, that's a badass background you got right there,
dude.
Justice League.
I'm telling you, I found this because I was looking for a sweet background for this, and I found
that's
this.
sweet.
I don't know what I typed into Google, but it's whoever came up with this design.
You gotta put me on with your live stream, because your live stream, like I can make my videos look good. My live streams are always like real plain Jane, and this shit looks sharp, and I'm really digging that background, bro. It's really setting the mood. All right,
I appreciate that. All right, so with that topic out of the way, let's just go to the next one because they just don't stop. We got Steppenwolf's design and teaser.
Ooh.
Now, I got this information. I got a bunch of this stuff, honestly, from Dawson from Nerdy in Many Ways, and also I believe Sil Abdul might have said that the design of Steppenwolf is done. You know, we know that they were going back to the OG design of Steppenwolf, so we're hearing that. We're hearing that design is done. That's what I'm hearing from multiple sources. It was interesting because again, Dawson made an interesting point, saying that in the beginning when they were going to redesign Steppenwolf, they were trying to do they were trying to take Zack's original design and the theatrical version of it and try to do like a mix of that some way somehow. But then it was just canned. It was like, no, let's just go back to the original Steppenwolf design because it's Zack's movie.
Right.
Also, with that being said about his design being done and all that, again, Dawson's saying that from what he's hearing is that there could possibly be another teaser this week, like we had with DARKSEID last week.
Ooh.
So, I mean, I believe we got the teaser on Thursday last week, so we have a couple days before then. But what do you guys think about that? What do you think about the design, possibly being done, ready to go, and the teaser incoming?
I think that. I don't know, man, because I don't want to sound negative about it. I believe the part about I think what Zack's going to do is he's going to start hitting us until Justice Con hits officially.
Yeah.
I think what he's going to do is.
Do you think DC Fandom or Justice Con?
Ooh, damn. I'm not sure. I think that he's going to have something special at for both, honestly.
Well, what if I thought about this too, right? If a teaser comes out this Thursday and it's of Steppenwolf,
okay,
then
that would be badass.
Yeah, if that happens, then I'm thinking that this guy Zack is going to release a teaser every week now until the DC Fandom, and then he'll release the trailer.
Okay,
that's what I'm. If it happens this week,
I could see that.
Yeah, if it doesn't, then I don't know what the hell's going to happen. But that's my theory on it.
I think he honestly, I think he knows what he's doing with this, and I'm gonna go throw a bone and say he's probably not gonna release anything, and here's why. because knowing Zack, he knows that we're hungry for more footage. He knows, who knows? Maybe he's watching this. Maybe he's watching us right now. But out of the way on that,
give me an autograph. Sorry.
but yeah, other than that, it's he knows that we're hungry for more. He's going to make us hungrier and hungrier, and then probably the day before DC Fandom, he's gonna drop a little blurry image of something, and it's probably going to be a teaser of the Snydercut trailer that he will drop. So that's what I think he's gonna do.
Well, Jeffrey, I'm hungry and I want to eat. So.
I think that my opinion is slightly different, but it might change in the next week or so. But I think what he's going to do is he's going to hit us with a bunch of different snippets, but not all at once. If you think about it, that clip of Wonder Woman and that clip of DARKSEID, we've already seen.
Yeah.
Not together like that where you know, with all the frames. Okay.
Yeah.
But we've seen that. Okay. So that wasn't really nothing for people like me, you, Jeffrey, you know, but that was for your general audience. That blew their shit, you know, that blew their brain back, you know.
Yeah.
And what I'm thinking is that he's going to continue to release maybe one every 2 weeks of just a very short snippet and do like maybe 4 or 5 of them. Maybe he'll do one for all the characters, like a new scene, but it's real short, and then it teases Darkseid at the end. Maybe in a different manner, though. You know, different angle. Who knows? But I think that that is all part of the marketing strategy for Zack Snyder's Justice League. And, you know, depending on what he does in the next couple weeks, will let me know whether or not he's going to do that. But I think there's a chance that he could potentially release these little clips like this leading up to the first sneak peek official trailer. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right, real quick, we got the super chat from Red Drum 9899. What's going on, buddy? Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. And thanks for joining us here. Much love. All right. Jeff, did you have something to say about
no, other than that, I think he's not going to, other than saying I don't think he's going to show a lot of teasers, other than saying I don't think he's going to show a lot of teasers, that's it. Like, he's probably just like he's gonna keep making us hungry for more and more until DC fandom.
Yeah,
because
that could very well happen too. For sure.
You know what, Jeff? I mean, that teaser was absolutely beautiful, and I said this on my one of my live streams last week. I said, you know what, to the general audience, that teaser was nothing, but to us, it was vindication. And and something I took away from it days later was like the tone, man. You just look at that 30-second teaser and you compare that to the trailers that we were getting in the beginning from Zack Snyder, and you can see that WB, they still had something to do with that movie. They still were changing the tone and trying to lighten it up. And now you look at that teaser and you're like, that is awesome. And you know what? I saw some dude that's like he's like a really big Marvel fan, but he's a blue check mark. I don't know what he does, but he's always talking Marvel. He hates DC.
Oh, and of course he does.
One of the best compliments, this guy went out and he watched the teaser, and you know what he said about the teaser? He said, well, it looks like the sequel to BVS. And I was like,
oh, that's that Bob dude.
Yeah, I was like, well, damn. I was like, that's what we want.
Right. Exactly what we want. The sequel to BVS Ultimate Edition, bro.
Yeah, exactly. He was trying to make it seem like a bad thing, and I was like, that's a great thing.
Right.
And the thing that got me messed up was he criticized like, is he trying to make us afraid of Darkseid? And I'm like, dude, this is Darkseid. He is no joke. And how are you supposed to promote him like that? You show Wonder Woman, who's so many gods and monsters that, and she's looking at just a mural of Darkseid, and she's scared.
Yep, exactly. And another thing is that I want to, since you brought that up, Subjective, was I seen a article that came out like almost immediately after the teaser for Zack Snyder's Justice League on HBO Max, and it said and they are a big hater of Zack Snyder. A lot of the people on there and are females or people, I don't know, Mary Sue, it's primarily females, you know, Twitter Puritans and all that shit. But so what I read and why it piqued my interest is because of the fact that this one particular individual that writes for the Mary Sue, and like I said, I am no fan of theirs at all. She is actually initially was a big hater of Zack Snyder's, and then come to find out most of the issues that she had stemmed from Justice League, the original Justice League movie.
Yeah,
Justice League. Okay, and not just her, but most of the general public, they were ignorant to the fact of everything that went on behind the scenes, who filmed what, this, and that, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so basically, long story short, she has come to find out that most of the issues that she had with Wonder Woman and the Flash falling on her chest and a couple of other gripes that they were all filmed by Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
And that even though she says and still says that she was highly critical of BVS and the Ultimate Edition was a step up, but not perfect, she said something about the fact that she had no issue. She liked the way that Wonder Woman was portrayed in BVS Ultimate Edition. It was beautiful. And it said like this, it started off in her second paragraph. It said, okay, Zack Snyder, you have my attention now. Because of the clip of Wonder Woman, and it said something about the way that it portrayed her and that it started off showing her like as a person, and it's not like ass shot falling on the Flash, what I'm saying? Shit like that. And that it, basically like it's a serious movie with serious take, and it portrayed her as a strong, beautiful woman that's been around for hundreds of years, that's highly intellectual.
Yeah.
And I don't get deep into all that shit, but but my point is that this movie has got a lot of people's attention, bro. Like people that would and never in a million years have even gave this damn thing a shot before, even before all the bullshit. So I'm just saying that the reach of this shit is far wider and broader than we ever expected.
Damn right. Yeah. And before we continue, Dawson from Nerdy in Many Ways, the $5 super chat. Good to see my dudes all together.
All right.
Good to see you.
What up, Nerdy?
Yeah, strong arm back in the building. We got to get back together, man. Yeah. We got to get the what I came up with a name for us, but I forgot what it was. It's been so long. No, that's what it was. I called us the Snyder League.
Yeah, okay.
What's up, Lightcast? We got Lightcast in the building. We got Sil. We got
Lightcast. What up?
Yeah. All right.
I was just watching the Lightcast, like literally before I jumped on here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about Jody. It was funny as hell. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he's killing it, man. I mean, the information that him and Taylor have. I mean, I use those guys all the time. I mean, just listening to them just gets me so hyped for DC in the future. Without that, the next topic, without further ado, the next topic is Zack Snyders Justice League release date. Now, when it first got announced that the movie was coming to HBO Max, it was like a day after they were saying that the granddaughter of the guy who created Justice League, she was saying that she was told that it was gonna debut in May of 2021. But again, take that with a grain of salt. Not sure if we know. Now there's been some more traction on that, and they're coming out and saying, or also Dawson saying that he's hearing that it does look like it's going to be released in May. But again, not official word. We're just hearing this through the grapevine that it looks like it's going to be May next year. And then there was an article that Jeffrey was talking about, which I saw as well, saying that it could be earlier in 2021. But one of the main things I want to bring up is, again, what Dawson brought to my attention was that they're saying possibly that when this thing first comes out, it's just going to be a movie. It's going to be a complete movie. And then later on, they're going to cut it up into chapters, and they're going to do extensive scenes. So my thing is we might be getting that 214-minute cut to begin with, and then then all the extra stuff that Zack is filming on top of that, they can be like, okay, now we're going to give you this movie in a series, and people are going to be like, well, why am I going to watch it in a series? I already watched the movie. And they're like, oh no, we just added like an extra hour of footage. Yeah, 30 minutes or an hour of footage that's going to be put into each or you know what I mean, like split into some of these episodes. So it's just like they are really milking this cow.
Yeah.
And, I mean, for me,
wouldn't you? You know what I'm saying? And wouldn't you? I mean, that and I don't know how to feel about them because so far that's just rumor, but I can definitely see that happening. And if you're AT&T, they stuck their necks out on the line for us. I still believe that Warner Brothers wouldn't be doing jack shit on their own if it weren't for AT&T and HBO Max being their baby, and all of us telling them, hey, especially you, Tyler, early on. I remember you saying in videos, and talking like, this is their baby. How do they do this? Well, they can release it. We can do it. There's a couple of options. And then lo and behold, they actually did. And so, they're going to need to make as much profit Not that they need to, but they're going to want to, maximize their profit, and they're going to want to be able to get it out to the diehards, but they're also going to want to draw in your general population, your common moviegoers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I could definitely see them doing something like this. I don't know if I believe that they're going to do this for sure yet. I have heard a lot of talk of it though, but I guess time will tell.
And really, to really put this out there, like not a lot of people are talking about this part though, the Blu-ray factor, because it really not a lot of people know this, but if you actually look up all of Zack Snyder's Blu-ray sales, they've always
Zack's
been
Blu-ray sales are off the charts.
Yep, because I think for BVS Ultimate Edition, it was like #1 for like 6 weeks straight.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I'm all in favor for the earlier the better. You know what I mean? I want this thing released tomorrow. So you know what? If you tell me that you can give me the 214-minute cut that's already done, you can give that to me next week, and then I'll have to wait, I don't know, a year for the chapters. I'm cool with that. Whatever. You know what? Like I just think, again, HBO Max, they are milking this thing, and I'm happy they are, because if that's their plan, again, if that's their plan, if that's what they want to do,
go right ahead.
Yeah, give us the movie. And again, I don't know if they're going to give us
what you got to do.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to give us a 4 or 5 hour movie, or they're going to give us that original 214-minute cut and then cut it up into chapters and add more stuff to that to get us to come back. But whatever you want to do, I'm fine with it. I'll be there. We're all going to subscribe.
Yep,
it's going to be glorious, and I'm going to buy the DVD for damn sure. You know I'm buying that DVD.
I can't wait to own the physical copy of that bitch.
Oh my god, dude! Oh man, that's going to be a beautiful day.
Man.
Okay, so now that's out of the way. Let's get to the next one. Get rid of that. All right, Martians in the history lesson.
What?
All right.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now this one I don't have no idea about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to look. I'm gonna look up the picture in a second once you guys get talking about this. But
okay.
When you go back with, and again, this all goes back to that teaser with Wonder Woman where she's looking at the mural of Darkseid. Now she's in like some tomb, whatever, and there's paintings all over the place. And when you look at it again, maybe we probably saw that image maybe like a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
and we didn't really analyze it, I guess, that well. We just kind of saw it and was like, oh, it looks like the history lesson, and we see Darkseid. That was kind of our main focal point, was Darkseid. But the more and more you look at it, and I've been talking about the history lesson a lot recently, because now I'm thinking that the Kryptonians are involved in the history lesson fight scene. Now I'm thinking, what's the race that Hawkman is a part of? What are their names? I can't. Themagarians or something like that, or.
Yeah,
I can't.
I'm not sure their name, but that race of people. Then, if you look at the
Mascarians, or I can't
something like that, yeah. But if you, and again, I'm going to bring this up once you guys start talking. I just have to find it real quick. If you look at the mural, you can see these ships that have the red X's on them, the symbol that Martian Manhunter has on his costume.
Wow.
If you will. Yeah. Yep. So now it's like, were the Martians involved too? Like literally, like it's gonna.
Wow!
The history lesson is gonna be huge.
And that really does explain too on why Zack said
Thenagarians.
The history lesson does take a quote huge chunk of the movie because there's so much stuff in there at this point.
Yes. And right now I'm looking up the mural, trying to see if I can.
Did you guys see the? I can't remember who it was, but the breakdown of what the mural actually said.
Oh, dude, I'm getting into that.
It's okay.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
Zach,
we'll say that for later on then.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I'm getting into everything.
Okay,
you're
going in.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna try to share my screen so everyone can see this. It's probably gonna be kind of hard to see, but you'll get the point. Let's see, which one is it? Is it this one? I hope this is the right one. Let's see. No, this is the wrong one. Hold on, let me back out. What's the other one? I got two of them, but
that was partially it.
Yeah, no, that's another one I want to talk about. Let me. Damn it! I'm going back to the same. Whatever. I can just switch it. Here it is. You
Damn,
see,
you're a streaming pro, fam.
I'm trying. But if you look, do you see the black circles over her head?
Okay, yep. I do. I thought it looked like planets, right?
Yeah, it looks like black ships with red X's on them, which would mean.
Oh wow, there is an X in one of them. I can see.
Yeah, you really just have to
actually.
Yeah, it looks like blackness with a red X faded over top of them.
Yeah,
like darkness with a red X over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, again, I mean this history lesson. This history lesson
that could be spaceships.
That's what I'm saying. It looks like literally everyone was involved. Like, just imagine watching like if Joss Whedon never came in and Zack put this out there, and just imagine watching that history lesson like in the very beginning of the movie, you would just be like, what the hell? Green Lanterns, Kryptonians, maybe Supergirl, Martians, the Fenegarians. I mean, it would just be like bonkers, man.
Yeah, that would be mind blowing. And another thing is that if you think about Thanos, right? He was a cosmic level threat. So is Darkseid. Darkseid is I would argue more of a threat. A cosmic threat. So it would make sense that anybody in the galaxy would have to team up to some degree to take this mofo down. And if the Martians are a planet or two over from Earth, or initially were before it was just John Jones left because of whatever happened to the planet, his origin story. But so they're all within our galaxy. So it would only make sense that if we've got a cosmic level death ticking time bomb getting ready to go off with the a portal opening up and Apocalypse and Darkseid and all his forces and maybe his family and like that, it would only make sense that you would need more than 4 or 5 Justice League members to take on a threat that size. I mean, hell, you need 4 or 5 of them to take on Steppenwolf. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And it also makes sense in a way it really does also bring the question of where Kryptonians also part of it, but that's a topic for another time.
Well, real quick, I missed the super chat. It's from Red Drum again, and he said, thank you for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate it. And he said, what are your thoughts on the Batman Beyond implications? If by that you mean the Micheal Keaton situation of him being in the Flashpoint movie, I mean, I love it.
We were talking about that earlier. I think he was talking about that.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for Micheal Keaton being in the movie if that goes down. I'm excited for the more and more I look at it, though, I really just want it to be really quick. I want it to just be like a very quick, cool cameo. Like, oh, cool. You know what I mean? I don't want him to be in the movie that long, because if you're going to have Jeffrey Dean Morgan and it's going to kind of like take a lot of elements from Flashpoint Paradox, I want it to be more on that end than him hanging out with Micheal Keaton for an hour or so.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, no, as far as Batman Beyond goes, I think that would be an awesome story to tell. And I feel like you're running out of Batman stories to tell live action. So I believe in the future they should definitely do that. And you know what? If everyone loves The Flash and they love seeing Micheal Keaton back as Batman, they should do that. They should take that and they should run with it, and they should do a Batman Beyond movie maybe in a couple years after that. I think it'd be great.
With Micheal Keaton in the role. Why not?
Exactly.
Wait, it actually makes a lot more sense if you think about this, because if you go to Twitter or Instagram, somewhere on WB's thing, they actually to promote DC fandom, they actually put in Micheal Keaton's Batman logo. So really, I think that the Micheal Keaton thing has been in talks for a very long time, and now with it coming out into public, I think that that means that they're actually very close to a deal.
Most definitely. All right. Next topic. Suicide Squad video game.
A little bit about this today.
Okay.
I just seen a little bit about this today.
I
Go ahead.
Yes.
I'm not reading it too much into it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have been screaming from the rooftops for which feels like 2 or 3 years now that I want another Batman video game. I'm waiting for WB Montreal to give me another Batman video game. Then they do this PS5. They do this PS5 thing maybe a week or two ago, and I was all hyped because I thought they were going to say something about the Batman game. I was all ready. And then it's like, no Batman game. But then you hear about this DC fandom event where they're going to have WB games there. They're going to, they're going to showcase games. I'm like, okay, cool. This is probably where they're going to do it. Then there's some articles that come out that say not only are you going to have a new Batman game from WB Montreal that's going to be shown off at DC Fandom, you're going to have a Suicide Squad game that Rocksteady's been working on for a couple of years, and they're going to show that off at the DC Fandom. Me being, again, I'm not the biggest gamer, but again, anything DC, comics, movies, video games, I'm all about. I'm all for it. Right. When I heard this news, I was very excited. It's something different, like a Suicide Squad video game. Like, what? That's nuts. I think it would be a lot of fun. I would definitely buy it. What do you guys think about that news? And yeah, what do you have to say about that?
Honestly, it's gonna be an interesting experiment, I gotta say, because it sounds like it's going to me at base value. It kind of sounds like they're going to go for the GTA 5 route. Now, for those of you who haven't played the campaign, it's like you have three protagonists, and you can switch characters at will. Yeah. And so really, I think it's going to be that kind of a game. Like, it's going to be like a superhero version of GTA, which I'm all for.
Is that fireworks or gunshots?
You all right, T-Flame?
Yeah, everything's good. My bad. Anyway, so I think right now they said that the working title for it is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's the working title for it. It's probably definitely not going to be called that, but that's the working title for it right now. And with games, like I used to game a lot back in the day. Nowadays, not so much, but I am a very big fan of all the Batman Arkham games.
Yeah.
I love especially like the ones with the DLCs, like Arkham Asylum, Arkham City with like Harley Quinn and Joker. Anything with more Harley Quinn and Joker. Harley Quinn, that's a bad right there. I love some Harley Quinn. Joker's badass mother. I love Joker. You know what I'm saying? All of them, like that's my people right there. I love them people. Like any Batman game that's got Joker, Harley Quinn in it, I'm all for it. And like I love the like there was like a DLC where you could play as the Joker in one of the Arkham games, and I was like,
I remember that.
I was like a little kid and shit, like I bought a PlayStation 4.
I think you could use his gun too. I think you could like shoot like the statues and stuff.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And I remember they did like the a quick like delirious version of Joker's remembrance of Under the Red Hood storyline.
Yeah.
Where she was like, where it showed her as the psychiatrist, the mad love storyline. Like, everything kind of meshed together real fast.
Yeah,
he was wearing like the red,
the helmet.
Anyway, the red helmet with the cape. Bro, shit's going off over here. We're getting close to the 4th, and people be wilding over here anyway. So I'm just, some of them are a little close, and I'm like, okay, what's going on right now? But the the red hood with the red cape and I really like that. I dig that stuff. So Suicide Squad one, I feel like if they do that, they need to get like some of the people behind the Arkham games, man. And they could really make something real badass, man.
Well, that's the thing. Between WB Montreal and Rocksteady Studios, I like Rocksteady more. They made 3 of the Batman games. I think they're the ones working on this Suicide Squad game. If
Which ones
true.
Which ones did Rocksteady make?
They made Arkham. What was the
Arkham Asylum?
Arkham Asylum,
Arkham
City,
and Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
I think that's what the ones they did. But yeah,
See, and them were my favorite ones.
Yeah.
I gotta say, my favorite one is actually Origins. I think that's an underrated gem.
Yeah, I never played that one.
That was a good one. I just, me personally, I liked the story of Arkham Asylum the best.
Yeah.
I liked the way that Killer Croc was portrayed, and Arkham Asylum the best. I wish that they would have remade Arkham Asylum with graphics like Arkham Knight, flat out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like redone it from the ground up to make it look and feel like Arkham Knight, but redo the Arkham Asylum, because that was my favorite one. And that and Arkham City. That's the order that I liked it. I literally liked it in that order, like Asylum, City, and then Night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not graphic quality, just purely story and gameplay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Well, with that out of the way, we have another topic we're gonna put up here, and let's get back to the Darkseid mural. And again, my boy,
this one all day.
Yeah,
you can go with this one all day, literally.
My boy Unity over at Twitter. I'm about to go on his page, but first I just want to show you guys what I'm talking about. And again, it's this whole like temple type area that Wonder Woman is exploring, and he's been looking at all the pictures, and he knows Greek, and he's trying to like decipher what everything is saying, and he's getting some good stuff, and it's very interesting. And again, let me share my screen real quick, and I'll show you just the mural that we've all seen in the teaser, and then obviously you can see like this huge temple. There's all this stuff around here, and I mean it's a great looking set, and I can't wait to see it in the movie. So yeah, let me get out of that, and then I'll show his Twitter. He's been sending me stuff on it, and it's pretty crazy. But I just want to like kind of decipher what he's been saying, and again, you can see right here.
Man, I haven't even seen all this artwork like this.
Yeah, like it's crazy. You see all the writing and everything.
When did all of this stuff get released?
I think it's been out there.
What?
Yeah,
I remember doing a video about, I don't know, 6, 7 months ago. And you remember on Strong Arm Flicks, bro, like way back, I did a video when the Wonder Woman shit first came out of the mural. Like just the images.
Yeah.
And me and you were looking at it for the first time together. And I was really up to date on that shit. And then I just was like, okay, I guess that's the end of the mural shit. And so much different stuff has been coming out even now. And I just at some point lost track of that shit. And I can't, because at one point I was waiting like, where's the rest of this? Where is the rest of the mural images? Because I know it's a big room with shit everywhere, you know, and I have not seen, that's the first time I've seen that ever.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to just get into it. Because again, he's putting all the Greek on there that's on the mural, and I'm not even gonna attempt to read that. But he's got 4 parts, and the first part says parademons flying down through the ether. So yeah, same thing. Yeah, parademons through the ether flying down. Then part 2, it says out of the frame. It says the ether flying down, and with a loud roaring clash of iron and blood and horses, they have pushed back the conspiracy of the invaders. The rest of the words are not in frame. Part 3, the last part at the bottom, is where all the juice is. This is the best part. Again, I'm not reading all the Greek because I don't know what the hell that says.
Right.
The last part of the translation, which is really cool, is the high thundering Zeus commanded, ordered, urged his son Ares to severely, terribly punish and slay/kill Darkseid, the invading being. So he got ordered to kill Darkseid, and the invader, resulting in him being punished/injured severely, badly, terribly, but he survived. Therefore, because of what happened to Darkseid, as a result, for his own sake, he survived, prevailed, being only scorched, burned, roasted. So that means that Darkseid could get pretty messed up in this history lesson fight scene, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And it looks like he could get burned, messed up, and then it says he's defeated in the battle, which again we can see that he flees. He takes refuge to the stars in a hurry, but the ruling dominant soldiers left behind the three mother boxes. Therefore, one box each was distributed among the 3 generation tribes/races, clans, so they can watch over, hide, guard, protect, defend them if ever Darkseid invades again. So yeah, what do you guys think about that?
Wow.
So really, that kind of implies
That kind of could explain why Darkseid is his skin is so dark, chiseled, and cracked everywhere. That this history lesson, it might show us early on when he's Uxas why the traditional Darkseid looks the way he does, and this could be the reason for it. But it could give it, but I feel like it could be giving it to us in a context of like, a cocky Uxas, taking on, jacking some shit up, but he falls and and I feel like, it's gonna be some brutal shit that's gonna happen to him. And he's gonna be just like, I'm gonna kill you all when I come back, type of shit,
Because really, if you think about it, that really does make sense now on why it's why Zack has been solely going on Darkseid versus Uxas versus Ares for the big fight in the history lesson, because it's like, why just Ares? Can it be Zeus? Why just him? But now that we know that that Ares was actually ordered to kill Uxas, that really changes the whole thing and makes a lot more sense now on why it's just Uxas versus Ares. And
man, Jeffrey's got some gears rolling right now, bro.
now. There's something I noticed. This could actually
No, he's back.
Hey,
what up, my brother?
How's it going? Good to
Hey,
see you,
What's up,
strong arm.
Ray?
Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
Hey, young Riddler.
He said, "What did he just say, young Riddler?" Hell no.
Oh yeah, that's apparently what I am now. This is my life.
So
Oh
we
my
just
God.
we just need Jay, and then we have the complete Snyder League.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
so as I was going on,
Sorry, Jeff.
So did you guys? So I actually took the bullet here and watched some of it and watched the Justice League.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You poor bastard.
May he rest in pieces.
for the history lesson bit, and there's something I noticed. The history lesson scene, the background actually looks a lot like Themyscira. So if the battle does take place in Themyscira, that implies that Darkseid was actually looking for something in Themyscira. And in the comics, there is actually someone who is half Themysciran, and that is his daughter, who is called the Grail. And for the longest time, when Zack has been putting on this whole Excalibur stuff, look for the Grail.
Oh man.
The Holy Grail.
and really, I think what Darkseid was looking for at the time was his daughter. So that's something to think about.
Yeah, that was good. That I actually think that could be very, very true. How do you just come up with this shit, man? Like, it's like you're fucking telling the future. I mean, excuse me.
I'm just waiting
Like
for him
seriously,
to say
bro, you just said
something
stuff, and it makes me think so hard that it hurts my brain. But I know it's true. I just know it is. I feel it in my heart.
I feel it in my bones.
So, little fun story about.
I really think that could be true. Seriously, that makes a lot of sense.
So, really, funny story about how I really kind of figured that out was I was actually drinking a cup of coffee and in
That's
the
it. Coffee's
morning,
the key.
and I was like, why do I feel like something is missing in there with the whole Excalibur references? Why would he reference Excalibur a lot and talk about the Holy Grail a whole lot? So then I'm like, okay, let's see if there's any reference to Holy Grail in DC. So then I Googled the Holy Grail DC Comics, and then the first thing I find is Grail DC fandom, DC Comics, and then I'm like, oh wow, it's Darkseid's daughter, and she's half Themysciran. So I'm like, oh wow.
Right.
Yo,
Could be
Jeffrey.
very
Jeffrey.
interesting, yeah.
Do you have a notebook you write all this stuff down?
No, it's actually
his
all
brain.
in the vault. It's all in the vault.
That's crazy.
Because man, you have, and you know what? I always go back to the whole Flashpoint or the CW Flash. You know, Jeff made a video about that, and I was like, you know what? I don't know what he's throwing at us, but I don't believe it for 1 second. And then it happened, and I was just like, damn, he was right. So I don't doubt him for 1 second. What do you think about that, Nerdy? What do you think about the Darkseid mural and like, you know, what it means and how apparently they beat the crap out of Darkseid?
Oh, it's dope. I'm so stoked about it. And I love what Strong was talking about over here about the whole idea of maybe it explaining why he looks the way that he does and maybe why he changes his name and develops into the being that he is. He learns from that failure, he learns from that defeat, and he builds himself up to be this god, basically, to get his revenge. And the whole mural thing in that temple, wherever that ends up being, I mean, that's gonna be freaking awesome. That's gonna be a great scene. Such great. Then I love how you point out that guy who translated the Greek. I love the attention to detail right there because they could have just put up random Greek words and we would have been fine with it. But they went in and actually did the real interpretation of what those words would mean and made it into the story and made it mean something. It's like, you know what? Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That is artistic and that is great.
Whoever went into that went and took that much time to decode that, because I am not smart enough. I don't speak other languages, and I am overall not very sharp when it comes to shit like that. Whoever did that, man, I just want to say thank you for all of us.
Tough stuff.
The translations, and I know they're rough translations, but we can tell that is very damn close to what it's supposed to say, if not what it is supposed to say, to almost to a T. And thank you whoever put in that much time and research into that. That was awesome of you.
Thank you, Unity.
That's one dedicated fan.
Yep.
So apparently Zeverfet is calling me Oracle.
Oracle.
No, he's Watchtower. He's the Watchtower.
That's the Watchtower right there, boy.
Okay, so we got through all the topics minus one. We're saving the best for last. This will be our last topic. And you all probably know what it is, and let's just get right into it.
Yep.
Boom. Green Lantern.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure all of you saw today that the word around town is that Ryan Reynolds is now going to cameo in Zack Snyders Justice League.
We've been saying this.
Now, again, I know a bunch of people have had their theories and had their thoughts, and were saying that, Ryan Reynolds is not Green Lantern because he was not filming back when they were filming the Justice League movie, in 2016 or 15. He was not on set. He was somewhere else across the country, whatever. But now I think we can safely say that from what we're hearing is that he wants to cameo in the movie. So he isn't the Green Lantern. If he cameos in the movie, yes, he will be a Green Lantern. He might still be the Hal Jordan Green Lantern, but he's not Zack Snyder's Green Lantern. But it's just, you know what? I just wanted to know your thoughts on this, because I think it's cool. The fact that Ryan Reynolds wants to, I guess, don the suit maybe once again. It's kind of like a comeback for him of sorts. But also, I think it points to the fact that like Disney is not giving him what he wants when it comes to Deadpool. So I think it's literally like, you know what? Fine, if you guys want to be babies and want to keep everything PG and won't let me do a Deadpool 3 rated R on your Disney platform, whatever, then you know what? Fine, I'll just go over here and maybe I'll trickle in this whole DC thing, because he wants to be a part of the Snyder Cut. Everyone wants to be a part of the Snyder Cut.
And I
Yep.
want to go back to way back when I thought legitimately that he had a cameo in it, and what it was though is that when I thought months and months back, all his outcry and support was like dearly loved, that he came out and respected, that he came out and supported it, but it made no sense to me, and now it kind of does, because we had him coming out with commercials making fun of the CGI'd mustache and Justice League, bringing attention that movie was tampered with and jacked up. He came out in Deadpool 2 and was like, so dark. You sure you ain't from the DC universe? We got him at, then he was at that rally and he was like, and I think what I'm trying to say is this is the Snyder Cut. And he was like, oh, I think I'm in the wrong panel. Sorry. And just like a whole bunch of shit. And I was thinking to myself, why is he doing this? Why is he? I mean, yes, of course, he's a fan of DC. Who isn't though? But it's like, why is he doing this? And I'm like, okay, he's got to have a cameo. He's got to have a cameo in this movie. And what it is now that all this time has passed by is that what I think it is that not that he is in any way Zack's Green Lantern version of Green Lantern, whoever's going to play him. We believe it's Sam Benjamin. We're not 100% sure. But I believe that he could be playing like maybe an old retired one, whatever he would have. It would be a small role, maybe him not even suited up, just wearing a jean jacket or some shit. But what I believe now is that what it is just that he's been trying to get a deal going to where he can get a cameo with Warner Brothers, and he's been fighting for it, and it's been an ongoing thing. And I think now with the tides, changing so much, and with all of these actors coming back, plus maybe some additional ones, that now would be the perfect time, the perfect opportunity for AT&T to seize control, because Disney and Marvel are slipping right now. Their only competition is Doctor Strange, whatever of madness that's getting, the multiverse of madness, which it does sound like it's going to be lit, but you won't know until it drops. A million and one things can happen. But that is their only that is their only competition. So right now, none of these people are a threat. You get Ryan Reynolds, even if it is just for a cameo, okay? It doesn't matter, okay? And he wants to do it too. Hell, the guy'd probably do it for free. I mean, he's been championing this shit for a while now, and it just doesn't make sense, because we know that he hated the fucking movie Green Lantern, but he loves Green Lantern. He just didn't like what the studio did to his movie back in the day.
And this is something that I actually did too. Once again, took another bullet, watched the Green Lantern movie.
Oh man, Jeffrey's gonna be dead by the time he is done taking all these bullets. Goodness.
Nah, man, I'm bulletproof. I got a bulletproof vest on, man.
NDAs don't work on him.
So I watched the I watched the Green
He said that so
movie.
Casually, bro.
So I watched the Green Lantern movie just to prep for this podcast and topic. So the thought that what came to me was the 5% possibility that it's really more of that it's going to be more than a cameo. He's actually going to be part of the DCEU. Once again, I'd say 5%, but I'm actually still pretty confident about it. So let's say that he does have a cameo for Zack Snyders Justice League, which he most likely will, and then he signs up for that Green Lantern series or really like a Green Lantern movie, who knows. But really what I found I was like, how would he work out with Zack Snyder? And then I find there's actually, as bad as the movie is, there's actually some scenes where you could see him actually working very well with Zack and actually be that serious character that is like in Zach's alley. So
Right.
if for the 5%, like I said, I'm pushing this 5% thing. There's a 5% chance of Ryan Reynolds being a mainstay in the DCEU, if with the most likely chance of them not with the most likely chance of Disney not doing Deadpool 3, and with Ryan in this new gig in DC, he's probably going to get a lot more serious role and get taken a lot more seriously.
Zach would
And
be able to
that
bring that out of him if anybody could.
and even though that wouldn't really make the Green Lantern movie better, it would still kind of appreciate it. It would make it more appreciative, because it would be like, wow, he really came. Like, it would make like Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern and be like, oh wow, he really has come a long way from like this cheesy kid rookie into this like veteran Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm. As far as Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern, I think my personal opinion. Now, this could change because nothing's set in stone yet with everything in the future of the DCEU. Even though things are moving in place, things are moving, things are moving into motion, and so Ryan Reynolds. There's definitely a possibility, I'll say, that you could have Ryan Reynolds come back. But for right now, I would say if he is in Zack Snyders Justice League, it's no more than a very, very brief cameo, like very brief.
That's without a doubt right there.
Right.
I'm just like looking forward, because that's really like the fun part for me, while looking at it now is kind of like the boring part.
Right. It's just like with, because Sam Benjamin, we all pretty much have theorized that Sam Benjamin is Green Lantern. It seems like that's a pretty easy thing to assume, and I think that might end up being the case. Now, which Green Lantern he ends up being, it's yet to be seen, right? Whether he's Hal Jordan, whether he's other versions or whatever. But I think, I don't know. It's tough with Ryan Reynolds, because you mentioned the whole Deadpool 3, because Deadpool 3 is not happening. As long as Deadpool and Marvel is owned by DC or Disney, excuse me, the Deadpool 3 is not happening. And if they even did try to do it, it would fail miserably, because Disney would try to kid it down, and they would try to make it really stupid and cheesy and not what Deadpool is. And so Ryan Reynolds is going to want something to replace that hype that he's had as an actor in those roles for the past couple of years. And so I could see them making a deal, but as far as right now, I'm not going to go out and say that he's going to be the Green Lantern in the future, but I do agree with the possibility of a cameo. Yeah,
most definitely. But is it even, it's kind of, I guess it's dumb of me to even say this, but is it even confirmed that he would be cameoing as Green Lantern?
Right,
or he would just, or
he just be there.
Is he just showing up like, hey guys, how's it going? And he's like the pizza guy or some shit. I don't know.
That would be more Ryan Reynolds. Show up and he's like, did you order Zaz? Like some weird, silly Ryan Reynolds shit. You know what I'm saying?
I think
that's more. That would be more like it. In my opinion. Now, I mean, if he filmed an old cameo and it's just like a quick cameo and it's been done, then in my opinion, it wouldn't even be as a Green Lantern.
Right.
But if he's, if there's talks going on now and they do film him a small scene, then I believe that then maybe that opens the door, because the fact that I believe the reason why Sam Benjamin, if you noticed, everybody has came out and basically said, okay, the cat's out of the bag. Everybody knows all this shit. I can confirm it now, kind of like Ray Porter as Darkseid. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sam Benjamin is still refusing to do. He's still not doing that. So my thing is, and you remember when there was still a Green Lantern movie years back when it was on the book still, that it was going to be a Green Lantern Corpse movie, correct?
Yeah.
So what is a Green Lantern Corpse movie? Well, that is a movie with many Green Lanterns. So what I'm thinking is that in Zack Snyders Justice League, that whether it be a couple of scenes or maybe only one scene, that he is doing a version of the Green Lantern Corps type style, and that it's not just going to be like, hey, I'm the Green Lantern. It's going to be Green Lanterns.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that opens, and that's why I think the Sam Benjamin is playing one of them Green Lanterns. Don't know if there's going to be 4 of them, 3 of them, 2 of them, 10 of them, 20. But what I'm saying is I think Sam Benjamin is playing one of them, and that something about him, about that whole thing is shady in a good way, because they are purposely, there's all this like shade and like unknown around this, and Zack and Sam Benjamin won't say a damn word when it comes to the Green Lantern shit. I mean, Zack's came out and literally talked about everything else at one point or another. But you guys notice that the Green Lantern stuff, he is very silent about, and I feel like that Zack had plans initially, had bigger plans. If that was successful, what he was going to do that we still have not yet seen, that he had bigger plans to set up something. And I think that now that everything's back on the table, why spoil it, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, sorry, Jeff, what were you gonna say?
And really, like, once again, for those who might be confused by it, like, yeah, like, really, I think that it might be with people saying that he's going to be the Green Lantern. I do agree that it might be a small cameo, but at the same time, with some people saying it's not going to be the Green Lantern, like, really, you have to consider the fact that Ryan Reynolds does want it to be the Green Lantern again. So with that consideration, you really can't throw out that possibility still.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, with that, I'm going to close up the stream. I like to keep it around an hour. We went over a little bit. I'm surprised I got all the topics in. Again, I know we could talk about this for days, and if nothing major happens in the next couple of days, we'll talk more about it Thursday, and I can't wait. And hopefully you guys show up at 9:30. And Nerdy, you have a show at 7:30, right?
On Thursday, yep.
Yeah,
yep,
okay.
Nerds.
And you're doing it with Matt from Lightcast, right?
We are, yes. So come and be there. It's going to be fun.
Awesome. Yes, definitely show up. And then when you're done there, you can come to my show and you can hang out.
Exactly. Yeah.
And also, I
Sounds
see
like
that.
a party.
Nice. I see that Zever Fett right now is doing a live stream. So if you guys want some more of this, go over to Zever Fett.
Yeah, I'm actually
channel.
about to hop on that too. Yeah, I'm about
awesome.
to be on that too.
Yep.
Yeah, so go over there and check it out. It looks like he's got Syl right now. So yes, more information, more DC. It doesn't stop. The fun never stops. Let's keep this train rolling. Again, I appreciate
Thanks
you
for having me on. Subjective.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you,
I
Jeff.
missed all you guys too.
we miss you too, buddy.
Yeah,
I need a
man.
few more of you, man. Strong Arm, it's been way too long.
I know.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
All right, guys.
Peace.
See you tomorrow.